you said you were doing an entrepreneur summit, I was like, yes, if it's for entrepreneurs, it's a yes, because I love entrepreneurship. I love the fact that we create pings on people's phones. That's who we are. We're the ones that are just, and we are the bailout. South Africa needs us right now. It's the entrepreneurs that's going to bail this country out and the world. And so I'm excited to be with you, to be able to actually unlock maybe something that's just hidden within you that maybe just needs a little bit of a key turn today. So with that, let me quickly introduce myself. As Thapelo said, my name is Elaine Jacob, and the coaches at the Leadership Academy call me Coach Ella because Ella is my name. I spend quite a bit of my time on radio, on Christian radio. So I'm going to apologize, not apologize. Say that again. Apologize, not apologize for the fact that I'm a believer and I may get a little bit spiritual and bring God into this. Don't hate me. Don't hate the player or the game, okay? Just love the fact that we can learn together, and it doesn't matter what cultures we are or what religions we are. We all believe that we're here for a purpose. And so yeah, it may just be radio coming out if you do hear me go all Christian on you. So yeah, I spend a lot of time on radio. On Fridays, I do an entrepreneurial show. And a lot of what we're going to talk about today is really just covered in that show. And it's a conversation. It's a conversation around entrepreneurship. And the question that I love to ask entrepreneurs, and I think not just entrepreneurs, but people in general, is this question. And you may say, actually, that's a very simplistic question. But when we think about it, it's a lot more powerful than we expect. And this is the question: what do you want? What do you want? And I love this question because sometimes they say, oh, I wanna live in a fancy house. I want the beautiful car. I want to be on the top of the hill. You know, I want to get up there. And all of those things are very fuzzy. You know, it's kind of out there. It's this beautiful picture. And when we get there, we still feel unfulfilled. And that question of what do I really want keeps coming back. And today I'm hoping that we can create a framework for answering this question or keeping this question constantly with us, because I believe that each and every one of us are meant to be in the world today. Just like this beautiful chair I'm sitting on is meant to hold me while I do this, each and every one of us is here for a reason too. And a reason far more worthier than this chair's purpose. You know, we have a purpose. And so for today, we're going to look at success, and we're going to look at what does success mean for us? But what I wanted you to think about is, what do you want? I know that each and every one of us got into an entrepreneurship game. You know, we got into this thing called entrepreneurship for a reason. Some of us, it could have been, we were just frustrated with the corporate world and said, I want to create my own thing. Others said, oh gosh, the stars are pulling at my hair every day. You know, I've got the stars pulling at my hair. There's this dream, there's this thing. I just gotta go. I just gotta go. And so we start running after the stars. And then there are others out of necessity that created an entrepreneurial venture. But for me, I think for all of us, we have to come back to this question of asking, what do I really want? And why am I here? Because I believe if we can look at everything we do through that framework, it's going to create a totally different picture for us. And so Thapelo's on a program with me, and there's a few coaches that are here that's on a program with me currently. It's called Unstoppable. And we're actually going through a very powerful, we call it the Masters, learning from the Masters, Napoleon Hill. And this is a quote in the opening chapter, actually in the publisher's preface of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And this is what Napoleon says: riches cannot be measured only in money. Money and material things are essential for freedom of body and mind. But there are some who feel that the greatest of all riches can only be evaluated in terms of, number one, lasting friendships, number two, harmonious family relationships. Number 3, sympathy. Number 4, understanding between business associates. Number 5, an introspective harmony, which brings one peace of mind, measurable only in spiritual value. And when I look at that, I think that is what entrepreneurship is about. All of us, we're in this entrepreneurial dream or nightmare. I don't know where we're at this point, but we all started out looking for something. Most would say money, but actually there are deeper values. And today that's what I wanted to talk about. Today, we went to a funeral, Coach TP. We went on a Zoom funeral, as funerals are done differently. And it was for a pastor that Cheryl and I, my sister's here, Cheryl's listening in, and we were teenagers in this church, in a township in Durban, and he was a township pastor. And you know what? He was one of the best pastors I've ever met. His name is Pastor Morgan Henry, and we got to go to his funeral today. He was ill, and when I, read this paragraph, I realized to myself that when we're in the dying moments of our lives, when we've reached the end of our lives, money doesn't always seem to be the biggest driving force. I don't know anybody who's in the last moments of their life that says, I wish I spent more time in the boardroom. I wish I spent more time making deals. I wish I spent more time closing deals and shaking hands. Most people would actually look back on their life and say, I should have spent more time with my kids. I should have had better family relationships. I should have had a better relationship with my business associates. And for me, the one thing that I know from business, most people do not want to go into entrepreneurship, or they don't want to become rich because of the associations we have with what being rich is. Okay, the pictures that we have of people who were rich when we were growing up aren't pictures we aspire to. When we think about it, we're like, no, I don't want to be like that uncle that was there. Do you know how greedy he was? Whenever we asked, he never helped us, or he always just flashed. And so we've got this picture of what success looks like in our heads. And sometimes it isn't one that we want because we've made bad associations. And today I wanted to challenge some of that. I wanted to challenge our picture of success. I wanted us to think about, what does success look like for you? Let's take it. You're rich. You have lots of money. We have all the money in the world. Who are you? What do you do? With who do you spend your time? Do your kids love you? Do you have a happy home? Because those are the things that are far more weighty than money. And I think for entrepreneurs, we always just say, you know what, I go into this because I want to be rich and I want to make lots of money. And that's good. I'm not here to disrespect money, because I don't want to say I love money, but we need money. Money is important. In this time of COVID-19 and everything we're facing, it's entrepreneurs that's helping people and making a difference. And we can make a difference in the world if we have money. But I feel sometimes what we do is we don't look at the impact that we're making in the world, or the one that we want to. For me, looking at the past few months and saying, I really want to help. I just want to help people. There's so many people in need right now. But what happens is we go after something and it becomes like that little squirrel in the Ice Age movie who runs after the acorn his entire life. As soon as he catches that acorn, it slips out of his hand. As soon as he catches that acorn, it slips out of his hand. And all he's doing is running after that acorn. Today, I wanted to say, can we stop for a minute and look at what are we really running after? Does your acorn look like a happy family, a healthy world, good business relationships, ones that you're happy to, people that you're so excited to change the world with? I love Tapelo. Yeah, I do, I love all the coaches. We're a family. And that's because of one thing. We get to change the world together. We get to work together to change the world. And so for me, when I you know, when Tapelo said, come in and have a chat, I was like, are you sure it's not going to be a chat? Because I'm good with chats. I'm a coach, you know, I ask lots of questions and I like engagement. But what I wanted you to think about is, what do you really want? Hey, think about that. The next question I want you to think, and I'd like you to actually just play along with me here. If you could sit back in your chair, like really back in your chair, put your head back if you've got a, you know, like just relax into your chair. And I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to think of yourself as a success. And take a deep breath, because I know we're all very stressed. You know, it's a stressful time. But just think about it, you as a success. I want you to just think about what comes to mind. Hey, what do you see? Where do you live? How do you spend your life? Who's in your life? Hey. And so for me, these are the questions, or this is the picture that I would like you to hold as your entrepreneurial dream. For me, more than anything, I pray that you change the world. I pray that your entrepreneurial dream changes the world. So this is the definition that we live by at the Academy for what success means. And I'm sure in your picture, you're going to find a few of these things. You're going to say like, yeah, Elaine, I saw that, I saw that, I saw that. And so in trainings, this is what we do, Coach Tapelo, myself, and all the other coaches. We actually give you a piece of paper and tell you to draw it and then show it to us and say, you see this big tree? My life is like a big tree with lots of fruit that lots of people enjoy and looks like a happy, healthy tree. Yay. So anyway, what I wanted to say was, in that picture, you're going to find 3 elements, or you should try to create 3 elements. Number 1, what is your purpose? For you to feel successful and be successful in the world, you have to know what is your purpose. And you know, when we look at this question, we think about it and think like, oh yeah, I think I kind of have an idea. But did you know that it is this line of why am I really here is the most Googled phrase in the world? The most Googled phrase. That means the world is looking for meaning. The world is looking for purpose. And entrepreneurs, us who are here, we need to know, what is that? What is that purpose? And it all starts with why. The why. You know, those of you earlier, and I said, you know, either you're in an entrepreneurial dream or you're in an entrepreneurial nightmare. And for each and every one of us, at some point, our dreams turn into nightmares. We're like, oh my goodness, what is this? What is this? Like, I started out and it was so beautiful and I had this amazing idea of this is what it will be. And right here in the middle, it just looks like a hot mess. It's an, you know, nothing goes the way we planned it. It gets scrambled in the middle. Scrambled eggs is what it is. The only thing that will carry you in that time is your why. Why did you do this? Why did you start this? Why? What is the difference that you make in the world that gets you up every single morning and says, okay, I'll go back there because it's going to change. This is not permanent. It's going to change, because if I don't do this, I won't become everything I'm meant to be. This morning, we had an amazing session where we talked about this as the coaches, and we looked at it and said, you know what? That dream, that entrepreneurial dream that you have in your heart, you did not dream it up. It came to you. God gave it to you. It is a part of your mandate. Did you know that? That your entrepreneurial dream is a seed of possibility, just like Tapelo spoke about when we started. That's a seed of possibility that got buried inside of you. And what God said was, Elaine is going to make this dream a reality because I've given her everything she needs to make this dream a reality. But what happens to me? Because of choice, I decide, you know what? Today, I'm just not going to do it. I just don't feel like it. Hey, oh man, you know, it was a great idea, but I don't feel like it anymore. And I leave it and I go run after somebody else's dream. And what happens is I don't fulfill my purpose. You know, if there's anything that I was reminded of today is we're all going to stand before God one day. And for me, I want him to look at me and say, well done, you left it all on earth. You came to me totally empty. Everything that was inside of you, you left it. I'm going to be like the most excited because I don't want to go to him and he says like, why did you bring this back? I gave it to you to serve the world and you're standing here with it. Like, what happened? For me, that haunts me. That scares me. I'm like, I don't live for the applause of people. As you remember, my post for Tapelo was disrupt yourself. It was something like this, like this face. And I did that intentionally. When Tapelo was like, are you sure you want that picture? I was like, yes, I'm sure. I want people to see that picture and say this word, Ish. Ish. I want you to know that you've got to make this dream a reality. You've got to. Because if you don't, you're going to stand before God one day and you're going to say, I don't know. No. You've got to go. All we've got to do is find a place. And I guess that Tapella's created the space for you to say, let me come and, let my seeds be watered here. Let me gain the encouragement that I need because this is hard. There's no entrepreneurial journey that's easy. I'm sorry to say that. I mean, if you thought I was going to say, hey, this is all like red roses and happy days. No. This is not. It's a hard journey. It's a journey that's going to cut your butt. It slits your butt. It's gonna bruise you. But you're going to change. And for me, that's the most beautiful thing because the dream that you have is going to cause you to become a person who can have that dream. Hey, those dreams are way bigger than, I hope that you have a dream that's like way bigger than you because dreams are bigger than us, right? They're like crazy, they're out there. I love it. It's like dreams like Disney, which said, dreams happen twice, first in our mind and then in the world. And I hope that you're holding one of those big dreams. And I hope that you become the person God has called you to be in order to have that big dream and to make that big dream a reality in the world. So having said that, know your purpose. How do you find your purpose? There are 3 clues. That was 4. Yeah, I'm like the hippo from the Madagascar movie. 3. Can we get to 3? Yeah, there we go. 3 fingers. 3. So number 1 is your passions. What are you passionate about? What is it that sets your heart on fire, that you wake up, we just touch you, like we just almost just ding you. And when we ding you, all that comes out is leadership. People have to say like, hey, shush, we know leadership. Yeah, Coach Ella equals leadership. We get that. We know that. Okay, enough. It's because you're passionate. Your heart is on fire. It's the zing in your step. It's the skip in your heart. It's the thing that just lights you up. What is that? Do you know? Because that's the first step in finding your purpose. What are you passionate about? This is what I love. Michael Jackson, one of the journalists said this about Michael Jackson. He said, when Michael Jackson gets on stage, he sets himself on fire and the world pays to watch him burn. And I want to ask you, what are you burning at that the world will pay to watch you burn? What is it that makes you burn? What is it that lights you? What is it that, you just can't get out of it? It's constantly there. It just keeps coming. What are you passionate about? Find those. We encourage you to find 10. Write it out. And this is with no filters, right? Oh, I don't want to say that because if I say that, people will think I'm too much. Oh my goodness. No. No filters. Just write it. I love traveling. I'm passionate about travel. Oh my goodness. That is like, this has been the hardest time for us. We haven't gone to Thailand. We had a trip planned out. Travel's what I love. I love it. So don't be scared by the passions. The next one is your strengths. What are you good at? Hey? And this is a good time to talk about it. I can be really passionate about catering right now, like totally passionate, set on fire, but am I good at it? Like, do I cook nice food? Because I can be really passionate about something, but if I don't make good food, I mean, like, I'm dead in the water here. This is never going to become a business. It's never going to come together. What we need to do is find what we're good at and become the top 2% in the world at it. So let's take mine and Tapelo and a lot of the coaches who are here. Our work, we're leadership coaches. Are we good at it? How do we become good at it? Not just become good at it, we've got to become top 2% in the world. That means you've got to invest in your learning. You've got to be growing every day. You've got to be constantly seeing, is this a skill that I can actually become good at? Let's take, for example, I was going to be a basketball coach and not a leadership coach. I can already see Tapelo saying like, seriously, you basketball? Yeah, no, I may not look like it. But you know what? We all have a certain giftings. We've come wired in a certain way. What we need to do is to find it. Find your strengths. Find the things that you're good at. Each and every one of us is good at something. What Tapelo's good at is Tapelo's good at it. You know, I mustn't say like, oh, I really just want to be like Tapelo. No. I must want to be like the best version of Elaine. I must want to be tomorrow better than I am today. And I think that sometimes we just want to be each other and we get confused because we don't know what's in our hands. We don't know what our passions are. We don't know what our strengths are. And today I want you to think about that. What are you good at? What are you passionate about? And how do you bring those two together? Success, when you're thinking of purpose, comes together in these 3 points. Got it right, 3. Number 1, passions. Number 2, strengths. And number 3, converting that into an economic engine. How do you take passions and strength and convert it into money? Yeah. Moulans, get paid. When I said, you know, people paid to watch Michael Jackson burn, people were happy to do it. People were bringing money to him because they knew he was really good at what he does. And for us, that is the most beautiful place to create a unique selling proposition. Be you and do you, boo. Be you and do you, boo. Like, do you to the very best of your abilities. Love your beautiful life. Love the purpose God has given to you. It's your purpose. You're like, fall in love with your purpose. Many times we want to be I want to be Michael Jackson. Maybe. Do I want to be Michael Jackson? Well, you know, I mean, when I see Michael Jackson sing, I mean, like, I don't know, you know. Okay, but enough with the Michael Jackson. But anyway, I think we've got to love who God has called us to be and become everything he's called us to be. So we were talking about a success framework. Number 1 was know your purpose. 3 questions that lead you to that. Number two is grow to maximize your potential. And if there's any part of this that I love, I love them all actually. Grow to maximize your potential is a beautiful one because, you know, as human beings, we've got to change our mindset. And at the Academy, we run a lot of mindset trainings, and you can check with Tapelo, ask him, what do you guys do around mindset? Because growth is a mindset. Growth is the way we think. And what we need to do is to constantly grow, to reach our potential, to maximize our potential. You know, when I was at the funeral today, you know, it was just a wonderful opportunity to be there to honor a man who invested in our lives. But then we also got to see lots of people in the audience and friends. And you know, the thing that I think to myself is when we were younger, you know, okay, so not from today specifically, but like from whenever you know, and I don't know, Coach Tapelo, if this happens to you, but for me, it's like when I go to where I grew up, And I see some people, they were like clever at school, like brilliant at school. And I always thought like, wow, they're going to go so far in life and do amazing things. And, you know, like it's good. And then when you go, you like somehow something didn't work out and they seem to be just where you left them. And then you think like, what did I miss here? Actually, they stopped growing. They stopped wanting more. The picture of the future wasn't as bright as the past. And that's what I'm starting to see. A lot of people celebrate the past. Oh, you know, I did this and I was this and I lived in it. No. Please don't get excited by your past. Get excited by your future. Get excited by the things that God has for you in the future. You know, when we look back and say, oh, you know, the good old days, you hear people say this all the time, the good old days. It's nostalgic, right? They're nostalgic for the past. But what I wanted to say was, be nostalgic for the future. Oh my goodness, I can't wait for the good old days that are coming for me. I can't wait for all the dreams that I'm going to realize and all the places I'm going to visit, because everything that's good is still in front of us. Our best days are still in front of us. Our best dreams are still in front of us. The most money that you're ever going to make is still in front of you. All these harmonious friendships and family and you know, a happy life is still in front of you. But we have to be growing. It's only going to happen if we grow. If we stop growing, guess what? We're going to be looking back like Lot's wife looking at the salt. What do you know? She didn't look at the salt. She became salt, right? You're going to be like, what do you do on Christian radio? You don't even know the story. I do know it. I'm just not like, I'm not a pastor on radio, right? I'm like an entrepreneur coach. But anyway, you know what I mean, right? You know the story of the lady looked back and she became salt. But I think we must stop looking backwards. We must just keep looking forward. Growth is about what's in front of us. You know, the thing about a tree, if we ever had to have a conversation with a tree and ask a tree, what will you be? When, you know, like, what are you doing? It's like, I want to be the tallest that I can be. I want the most out of life. And I think for us, because we have choice, we don't want the most out of life. We don't want to be the tallest we can be. We don't want to go the furthest that we can go. And for me, my challenge to you here on point number 2, which is grow to maximize your potential. Please, can you go the furthest that you can? Can you reach the top of this mountain of entrepreneurship? You know, we're all on this mountain of entrepreneurship. It is hard where we are, but we're all looking up and we're all going up. So can you just make sure you put one step in front of another and go up? Yes, Tapela says yes on all of your behalf. So I'm taking it as a yes. So grow to maximize your potential. And number 3, sow seeds that benefits others. Sow seeds that benefits others. If we're not going to make a difference through our entrepreneurial journey, we're just wasting our time. We're just, you know what, smoking Kool-Aid. That's what I think. We're just smoking Kool-Aid. Actually, we are here to make a difference. You're here because the world needs you. You're here because there are people that are never going to become who they're meant to be because you haven't become everything you are meant to be. Yes. Yes, I said that right. And sometimes I think, did I get it right? But yes, absolutely. There are people waiting on you to step into your purpose, to become everything you're meant to be, because they need you. They need you. The world needs us. Each and every one of us that's here, the world needs you. You're alive today because you are needed. You've got a heart that's pumping, that's saying, I will make a difference. I'm here because I gotta make a difference. And so that's success, Tapelo. And I'm gonna kind of hand it here because I think I went over time, maybe. I'm not sure.
It seems as like everyone, I'm like, keep on rolling. Keep on rolling. Keep on rolling. Thank you very much, Coach Ella. I think as you remind me of a session that we once had with you, where you say, Tapelo, it's not so much about the information, but it's about you starting to ask yourself critical questions, because it becomes a measuring tool of how ready you are for where you're going. So I think in adding to your question to listeners, I would love to say, or to the attendees would be, are the choices that you're making every day growing you for your goal or your dream, or are they taking you to your comfort, you know? Because that's what is really happening. Sometimes choices that we're making are very indirectly to where we have set our feet to go. Coach, hey, you split a lot of things out. So I'm going to start reading the chat and everyone, what was their comment. Okay. All right. Okay. Coach Shelley said, I go into entrepreneurship to make an impact in the world. Wow. I think she was quoting some of the words, keywords that you uttered. And then she quoted as well, no chasing icons. That only has the dollar signs. So she also, do you want to add something, Coach? Or should I keep on reading them?
I was just laughing. I thought it was so cute.
All right. Okay. She also wrote down key questions. What do you really want? And then the second question, why am I really here? What's my purpose? And then Coach Bongi quoted you when you said, the world will pay you to watch you burn. I love it, Coach Ella. Coach Shelley said, be you and do you, boo. All right. I think on the when you wanted to speak about the woman who turned around, she said locked at Sodom. Oh yes, all right. And then Mr. Dademuli Finyofani said, when Michael Jackson get to stage, he set on fire and people pay to watch him burn. What is your passion? Wow, Coach, this is incredible. Thank you. Coach Shelley also quoted, people are waiting on me to step into my purpose. All right. We wrote, set yourself alight and have set yourself alight and have people watch you burn. Aushabulile said, Lord Jesus, I love this lady. Sow a seed that benefits others. And Tate Malene said, I keep on rolling, please, keep on rolling, please. I wasn't the only one, Coach Ella. Keep on rolling. Coach Bongi said, wow, thank you, Coach Ella. And then Ausimpo say, turn your passion into your paycheck. This was a really beautiful session. Joseph Hubi says, our best days are still in front of us. I think she quoted one of the words that you said. Thanks, Coach Ella. And then Ausha Bulile say, love and become what God has called you to be, powerful. And Tate Fanafikilele Pacha, he said, I enjoy the bubbly personality. It feels great to listen to someone be themselves on stage. Those giggling makes me believe Coach Ella is in the space she belongs.
You know, I wanted to say, just in also response to a lot of the comments, is somehow we have the wrong picture of God within us. Mm-hmm. And whenever we think about, I have this passion, this is something that I want to do, we don't think that God is the one who actually put that passion there. And I believe that God is a good God. I don't think God is here to be mean and mock us and say, I want you to do something and fail at it because I just want to laugh at you. He's not like that. Not the God that I know. God sets us up for success. And what I wanted to remind you was, take the squirrel. Take the squirrels. They pack nuts so that now in winter, they have the storehouse of nuts and they just relax. Who told the squirrel to hide his nuts? God did. God did. God told him, squirrel, for you to stay healthy in winter, you got to hide your nuts. Think about the swallows who left South Africa just about a few weeks ago. They flew all the way to China. Swallows are swallows. They went to China. They'll return in August. Why?
Mm.
They escaped winter. They migrated to
Yep.
winter and they'll come back in summer. Who told them, listen, birdies, it's time for you to go now. It's time for you to, all of you, make sure you form the V, go all the way to China. Do you know how far is China on birds' wings?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, on
Mm-hmm.
an airplane, it's like 12 hours. On a birdie's wings, it's going to be like 3 days or 4 days. But they do it. And that's because God has set them up for success. And for me, I wanted to tell everybody, every listener here, God set you up for success too. You're set up for
Mm-hmm.
success. The only
Mm.
one standing in your way is you. Yeah.
Wow.
Put your finger
Wow.
at yourself. It's you. It's you, Ella.
Wow.
You are your
Wow.
biggest limitation.
Wow. Wow. I'm not gonna allow you to escape this one, Coach Ella. You can't leave the audience without teaching them about La Tosha Vita. Please. La Tosha Vita.
Yeah. And so basically, this entire session was La Dolce Vita, is the sweet life in Italian. In Italian, it's like La Dolce Vita. It's the beautiful, sweet life, which we're all after.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of us in our entrepreneurial dream, we're after this sweet life. And I read to you, Tapelo, what the sweet life is.
Mm-hmm.
It is freedom of body and mind. Okay? It
Mm-hmm.
lasting friendships, harmonious family relationships, sympathy and understanding between business associates, and introspective harmony, which brings one peace of mind. For me, that's the sweet life. And you know what? I think it's about time us as entrepreneurs were able to create good friendships, lasting business associates. Business associates, we don't know how to work well together because we haven't learned. And for me, I feel there's so much learning and growing that we all require in order for us to make our dream a reality. The thing for me is we live in the most beautiful country in the world. I'm going to say it again. We live in the most beautiful country in the world. We live with the most beautiful people in the world, but we don't appreciate each other.
Coach Ella, what are some of the programs that you're busy with, and what can I gain from them if I'm interested? And I think also, how do I reach out? How do I reach out?
So basically, you could go on to my website, which is probably the easiest space to just get a lot of the information. It's elainejacob.life. So www.elainejacob.life. And the first thing to do is to just sign up to my blog. I have a blog that comes out every day. It's just full of a whole lot of rants and craziness. Expect a lot of this. But it's challenge. I try to challenge more than anything, think outside the box. I believe entrepreneurs are crazy, so it's the crazy ones. My biggest program is the crazy ones, and every day I write to the crazy ones. So if you're an entrepreneur, crazy. So you gotta go and just sign up there because you need some insights on how to stay crazy. And when I say crazy, you're like, oh my goodness, this is so scary. No, Crazy Ones is an abbreviation, which is 10 things. Crazy, the C is for creative, the R is for resilient and resolute, the A is for action orientated, the Z is for the zing in your step, the Y is for find your yes in the world, the space is the dark middle space, which we all have to go through, the O is for over-the-top customer service. The N is for navigation systems. The E is for your extraordinary advantage. And the S is be a superhero and a rock star, baby. And so every day I write along the framework of the crazy ones. So you just want to go and sign up and you'll be able to get all of the material that comes in. There's no charge to it. So I think it's a wonderful thing for everyone listening to go and get. So that's the one. And there's a program that I currently run, which is called Reinvent Yourself, which is the reinvention roadmap. And I believe for every one of us here, the past 2 months have taught us that we have to change who we are. We've got to reinvent ourselves because the world as we know it has changed. And those of us that are in space, we know we've been seeing these changes come for a while. And so there's 3 major elements that we are working off in that program, which is an improved mindset, M, it's all M, so it's mindset, improved money, because I believe that we have some bad associations with money. And the final one is improved marketability, looking at digital marketing and how do we approach marketing in a digital world. So if anybody wants to, they can just send an email to Elaine at elainejacob.life and say reinvention roadmap, and they can get a discount voucher because currently Impact Radio listeners are just getting discount vouchers for that program. So they can also just request one, which would be awesome.
Wow. Wow. Thank you very much, Coach. I guess no man is in Iceland, and each time afforded an opportunity, I will always say thank you. You lightened my life ever since 2016 that we met with Coach Shelley and Coach Bongi. And look, you coaches are one of the voices that speaks and fuels me to keep on doing what I'm doing. And those who benefit from my utterance and my doings, they don't know they're learning indirectly from you, you know? So this is a chain. That's why I said when I began this summit that there is situations where we need help, but there is situation where we need advice. Right now, we don't need help. We need advice to elevate us. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. On behalf of everyone who tuned in, on behalf of everyone who participated, and on behalf of the family, the Leadership Academy, thank you very much for coming and speaking to us this evening. So I'm hoping that everyone will reach out, and you still owe a Free State visitation, eh?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm still coming there. We've been planning, and I mean, with COVID right now, I realized that was something I've been taking for granted. As soon as we're able to travel, I'm like going everywhere, anywhere. I just got to go somewhere because I love travel. And I think I've been, holding back. So we're coming. Cheryl's going to come with, I'm sure. And Bongi, actually, all the coaches from Gauteng will come and light up the Free State. How's that?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, have a peaceful and blessed night further. Free State and the whole South Africa has been lit up by the Leadership Academy. We thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, that is how we come to the end of today's session. And like we always do, we will load the video tonight, and those who were not able to attend, please start sharing with them so that they can catch up and join us tomorrow. We have Ntate Fana Figilele Paka tomorrow. He crossed the Atlantic Ocean. This dude from Kwakwa. You need to come in and listen to him as he shares with us tomorrow. So please, if you love your friends, if you love your family, take them along. Come, sit for 40 minutes, then you'll be blessed. So until we meet, stay blessed, and remember, you are the best and the unbeatable element of success. I am out. Bye.
Bye.